Welcome back. Industry leader Life Insurance Corporation of India, LIC, reported its Q2 earnings, yes, on Friday. The premium APE, VNB growth were very strong, but the embedded value of the insurer has remained flat for the last 2 years. Mr. Kumar, chairperson of LIC India, is now with us on the show. Thank you very much, sir, for joining in. My colleague Yash is also here. Just want to get a question in. Even though you've reported a strong growth in your value of business growth, your embedded value growth has remained flat. Could you share your outlook on that front?
Yes, thank you for this opportunity. I know the embedded value has been very slow in moving up, but then please remember that when we did this for the first time, we had modeled only 90% of the products, and as of now, we have modeled all the products, and things are settling down. I think it is achieving some kind of consistency now, and going forward, I think it will grow. I can't give a future value to it because we'll have to wait and see what happens, but we're very confident that we'll be able to change things there.
Chairperson, sir, this is Yash here. I want to ask you one important part. You had an other income of about 6,800 crore and most of it was through tax refunds of previous years. What I want to understand is what is the amount which is still under litigation as far as tax side is concerned for LIC, and do you expect more to come from that end in the current financial year?
I don't exactly have the figures with me right now, but I think the refunds that we got were quite old. Quite some time after which we got these refunds. There's nothing much left, but a little bit is still there, and we are following up, and we're writing to the department to see whether they can refund it. I'm sorry, I don't have the figures right now.
Okay. One more question as far as your non-par business is concerned. You had mentioned that in the current financial year, you'll cross that 10% share mark as far as the total individual APE is concerned. You are at about 9%. Are you certain that in the next 2 quarters that will cross 10%? And once that does, what will be the next target as far as non-par business is concerned?
Okay, so I mean, if I forget AP for a moment and just look at the share within ourselves, the total business, the non-par in policies is 5% and premium is 31.77%. In terms of total premium, and market share in non-par policies and premium are 13.38 and 21.43%. We have seen quite a good uptake in non-par. We have been, in fact, post-IPO, we have come out with only non-par products. It is gaining momentum, and I'm waiting to see, to ensure that it gets, driven faster. I can't put a figure to what we'll be wanting to reach, but at least the kind of change that we've had in this Q2, a similar or better change is what we are looking at in Q2.
Okay, similar or better change in from Q2. Mr. Kumar, we are talking about the here and the now, but I just wanted to look far out a little bit about the next 1 to 2 years. There is this possibility of the Bima Sugam, coming out as well. Regulators are talking about it. It could be a UPI moment for the insurance industry, this one-stop shop policy. Can you tell us how will it change the dynamics of the industry, and for your own business, what could the impact be?
Actually, Bima Sugam initiative is a very good one by the regulator. It proposes to facilitate the digital delivery of services in a very consistent and time-bound manner. So what we have done already is that we have some integration with the banks, new age fintechs, and online payment application. Bima Sugam, I think, will further enhance our digital services delivery. So whatever we've been trying to do in the digital space will only get encouraged and enhanced by this move by the regulator. And we'll have to wait and see how it really pans out. But then I think it's very exciting times.
Chairperson, sir, just a follow-up. You said that it will help your digital side of business, Bima Sugam, but that's a very small portion. Almost all of your business comes through the agency network, which you have the strongest in the industry, highest productivity, and Bima Sugam, from the industry feedback which we have, the commission could be 1/4 of what agents charge. That is detrimental to the largest, business acquirer for your company. What is the feedback that you're receiving from agents, and could that section of business have a negative impact as far as Bima Sugam is concerned?
Well, I would put it this way. Agents have been given the bulk of the business all this while, but then where customers want, the Bima Sugam kind of a platform where they want to choose what kind of insurance they want to buy, we will have to be ensuring that we are there in that space as well for the sake of the customer. In terms of commission rate and other things, yes, it will be reduced, no doubt. But then I'm sure the agents will ramp up their businesses in their own way. We still have a lot of work to do in terms of penetration. There's a lot of work to be done in the country. I don't see any challenge for the agents as of now.
Okay, got that. Mr. Kumar, thanks for joining us. This is Pavitra. I just wanted to ask you on your VNB margins, if you can tell us where you see that headed, by the end of the year, for instance. It is currently at around 15.2%. And on the embedded value, you said, yes, it's been slow, but you do expect it to pick up. So what is the rate at which you could see that picking up?
Very difficult to put a number to this. VNB margins, as you know, we started off from ground zero. It started 9.3, went up to 15 point something and 15.2, and then now to a slightly down. But then I think going forward, it should have a momentum of growth. I don't know in what percentage terms it will happen. EV, as I already said, is going up slowly but surely, and I think that will also pick up pace soon.
Okay. Tell us a little bit about the plans with IDBI Bank and the stake there. LIC holds about a little less than 50% stake. In terms of divestment, how much are you looking to divest? What kind of a timeline are we looking at?
Government, I think, has already come out with the expression of interest for this. And in terms of that, I think it's clearly defined what kind of a stake we would be wanting to divest. We are, as I've said before, very keen on continuing a partnership with IDBI Bank, who is the #1 bancassurance partner for us as of now. They've done very good work in the bancassurance space. We would like to ensure that we have just enough stake to carry on that momentum. But again, it will depend on the regulatory space, both the banking and the insurance regulatory space, how much we will be able to hold in the future.
Okay, Chairperson, sir, I just want to follow up to that question. Once the divestment happens, how much stake in IDBI Bank would you be left with? Second thing, what is the timeline and by when do you see that funds coming into the company? And with this divestment, would bancassurance of IDBI Bank still remain with LIC or would that also go away?
First of all, I mean, on the equity stake that we will hold, is very difficult to say because as things pan out and things work out, we'll have to wait and see. But bancassurance, yes, once the stake is reduced, I'm sure IDBI Bank has every opportunity to tie up with other insurance companies as well. But then the kind of momentum that we already have generated the last 3-4 years, it is there to stay, I believe. We have good connect with the ground people at IDBI. The IDBI Bank is a good connect with bancassurance officials at the ground level. Things are working out well in that space. I see that growing very fast in the days to come.
Okay, one question, sir, as far as your profits are concerned, that came largely because of the transfer of surplus from the non-par segment into the shareholder segment. Something which all investors of the company do want to know from you, why did you not choose to distribute those profits to your investors in the form of dividend, in the form of bonus? And if not in this quarter, for the financial year, is there a plan which is being considered on a dividend or a bonus?
As of now, there are no plans. We will have to discuss it, in depth, deeply, internally, and with the board. And going forward, we'll have to see how we are able to grow our business in the next 2 quarters, and also what kind of embedded value increase, like you asked, the PNB margin changes that will happen to ensure that we are doing consistent work, we are growing consistently. After which, we'll take a call on that.
One final question before I conclude this, sir. You had plans to start your own repository, insurance repository for dematerialization. The regulator is looking at a timeline for starting this, which is early next year. You have very little time if you want to start this repository. Where are those plans? Have you asked the regulator permission in terms of starting this insurance repository?
Actually, what we are doing right now is we are in talks with the other available repositories, CDSL, NSDL, and others. And we are still, planning to see how it will be the best way forward, because we have done work in the past. We had internal mechanism way back in 2007, 8, and 12, 13. But then we are still evaluating what will be the best way to go about it. We understand that customer will be interested in having this. Most customers will, but Where we have the tier 3, tier 4 cities where we do more business, I don't know if that kind of interest will be there. So there still plan is work in progress. Beyond that, I will not be able to say anything.
All right, Mr. Kumar, we're going to leave it on that note. Thank you very much for joining us and taking us through your outlook for the business going forward. That is the management of LIC saying that the embedded value will pick up. It has